I'm pretty certain I've walked into a couple's retreat. That's a good start to the holiday, isn't it? So hello and welcome to the Spanish Diaries. They're like the Cyprus Diaries, only it's in Spain. So yeah, this is the first diary, and this will be all about how I got here and all the mad stuff that's already happened in the short time that I've been travelling. So I got to Gatwick. I was pretty quick with everything. I got checked in, and then I immediately went to customs, and I got that done. Before you knew it, I was in duty free, and duty free was a pile of shite, waiting for this massive fat man to open the bloody bookshop. Because I wanted a book, because I was bored, and I wanted to read a book. And this man was just sitting there putting these books on the shelf, and I'm like, fucking hell, will you stop doing this? Open the shop! And eventually he did open the shop about 5 o'clock, and I bought two books. I bought a Spanish phrase book and a book about London, which I think is really interesting. And it talks about all the old places of London which aren't here anymore. And it's really quite sad because the places were destroyed by the Great Fire of London and the Blitz, and these wonderful historical places were actually destroyed. And the plane, I had to wait about 2 hours, and then at 6 o'clock they were going to tell us what gate it was. And I was quite nervous about this, and I was so excited, literally so excited. I could not wait. I couldn't read my book, I was too excited. And I couldn't wait till 6 o'clock, and I was counting down the minutes, and I was so excited. It got to 6 o'clock, and it wouldn't come up. And I was just like, fucking hell, come up, come up, come up. And we got to about 6:15, and it came up, and it said, gate 32, and I was like, okay. And I was running down there to be the first person at the gate. And I was the first person at the gate, but I wasn't the first person in. That was really fucking annoying, because I didn't have a gold pass, and so I wasn't allowed to go first into the plane. So I got shoved to the back of the queue, and eventually I got on the plane. But I had a ticket, and I had a seat number, so that was cool. And I got a seat by the window because I asked for that, and it wasn't the best seat to see out of, but you could see something. And the impression I got this time was that it looked like someone had just completely covered the whole of the sky in sort of like bubbles. It just looked so romantic. You're flying up into the heavens basically, and that's what I got. It sort of looked like View from the Deep, the Doctor Who episode, because it was all frothy and everything. It just looked beautiful. So many clouds. And my first opinion of Spain is, they waste so much space. Everywhere is just fields. It's just deserts and deserts and deserts. And you kind of think, I'm going on holiday to Spain. Is there actually anything, is there any form of life in this place? And we got to Spain, and it wasn't tremendously hot. I noticed that. It was apparently 28 degrees. And, I had arguments with the people. I was like, because I think the people here are very rude. Everyone on that plane I hated, because I just thought they were bastards. Because I just thought that they were really mean and cruel and just a bunch of jackasses really. And thankfully none of them are staying in this hotel, but the rest of them are just bastards, jackasses, complete dickheads. There's this one guy who said, oh, I live here, and I'm like, oh, I haven't been here for 5 years. I don't give a shit, mate. I was exhausted, absolutely totally exhausted, because I haven't had any sleep. I haven't had any sleep since yesterday, because I just stayed up, and And then I got to I had this argument with this bus driver, because the bus driver was saying, I said to him, is this AB? And he said, what's AB? And I said, I felt like saying to him, oh, it's a new planet they've invented, And eventually I asked this woman, and she seemed to know what AB was, so okay, and she directed me there. And yeah, banging doors. Then I got on a coach which took me to this hotel, and it was one of those coaches where it takes you to a lot of hotels and then comes to your one. And we literally drove for like an hour, going to all these different hotels. And I kept thinking, oh, is that my hotel? Oh, is that my hotel? And by the time we got to Malaga, I was falling asleep. And we came to Las Chapas, and I was keep thinking that in my head, Las Chapas, because the person who was reading out the names of the hotels does it really quickly, like Las Chapas, and so you can't really understand what he's saying, so you have to look. And yeah, I mean, I came to the door and I was like, okay, there's big heart shapes everywhere. This is a couples resort. And I was really nervous because they're all couples. And I mean, I couldn't find my room for toffee. It's badly signposted. But I mean, I looked everywhere, and then I kept asking these people, and I came across this gardener who was there, and he didn't speak English, and he was doing these signs to me, like he said, turn, and so I sort of guessed it was on the second floor. You go that way, and he was speaking in Spanish, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, so I just sort of say, yeah, to second floor. And so it was the first experience of someone speaking Spanish and I'm not understanding. I mean, I don't obviously speak Spanish, so but that wasn't the worst. But I couldn't find the hotel room at all. I mean, I eventually found it. I mean, I had to lug this ginormous case up the stairs because the lift wasn't working. So and you know, I got to the door and the key didn't work, and I was like, why isn't this working? And yeah, I mean, eventually I had to give it a good thump and it opened the door. And I mean, yeah, the hotel room looks really nice. I mean, they got a bidet, which I shall not be using, but it looks very nice. I mean, I haven't tried the TV yet. Toilet's okay. I haven't tried the bed, but yeah, we'll try that later. And now I think I'm going to go out of the hotel and find some lunch, or maybe I'll go to the restaurant. I don't know, but I have to have that form with me every time I go for breakfast. So, bit sceptical. My first experiences of Spain are a little, quite mad really, because I mean, I think the journey was horrible. That was it. I mean, it was so long, and I was so excited. I couldn't wait to get to this room and just lie down on that bed. I've got a double bed because because I had to buy a second bed. You see, because I'm on my own. I mean, first impression, I don't like the Spanish people. I think they're very rude and insulting. And I was on the coach coming here, and this woman's touching this guy's cock. She literally moved her hand over, started unbuttoning his jeans, and she started fiddling with him. This is like a coach. And I mean, on the first coach I was on, someone was smoking weed. I mean, I could smell it. Anyway, first impressions, yeah, it's quite mad. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really done anything. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I mean, I don't know where anything is. I mean, I think the beach is across the road. I don't know. But outside, I've got a forest, so that's quite interesting. I mean, I wouldn't want a brick wall or something. I've got a forest, which is really interesting, and I've got a balcony. The balcony's really big, so I mean, that's cool. And yeah, so that's the first diary.